7. Let me talk to your soul, Chief on the land. Hit the light coming through the door. Let's support each other right now. See, right now we in the part of the game where things got spooky. You can't just be talking about love and light and, you know, crystals. That's why I like Dark Crystal, the animated thing that he was talking about, being able to suck the essence. You know, carbon is carbon abstraction. People don't believe in these things. It's better that you surround yourself with people that they want to know. You got to be able to look at difficult information without it irritating your skin and push through it so you can learn it. It's time to start looking at things that you don't know about. I want you to check out this lady, this beautiful human. Some people just do real work, and I fuck with them. And Sabrina Wallace, the human machine, and how we are just organic computers. So you go to her website, Sabrina Wallace. Check it out.
In biointerfaces, optogenetics has become the leading technology based on the introduction of specific gene-to-gene modification to make a cell responsive to a specific light wavelength, and by using optical fiber reaching the vicinity of the cell, it is possible to stimulate specific behavior at the cell level, usually neuron, 8 years ago. Then CRISPR-Cas9. Communications support technology. The increase in processing capacity has made possible the management of multiple communications channels. That's your DKIM that we're always talking about with the MAC IDs and the data link layer, biological layer 0. This is reaching a maturity with terminal devices, systems, able to manage a broad spectrum of frequencies at the same time and make autonomous decisions on which frequency to use. Autonomous, machine to machine, no human involved. Systems that are running themselves with their own AI under your skin. Welcome to your new precision AI healthcare. This management of frequencies will be leveraged in the next decade by 5G. 8 years ago. Autonomous systems use both internal and external communications, and the advanced management of spectrum provides much more flexibility for these communications. In many instances, autonomous systems will keep their external communication activity to a minimum. They will need to capture or sense what is going on and react accordingly. This sensing may be seen as a form of implicit communication. Likewise, their behavior or reaction to a changing environment is a sort of implicit communication toward other systems in their proximity. Need for interoperable parts, action-driven versus goal-driven, sharing goals, cooperation as emerging behavior. 3.1.5, augmented human technologies. Humans have benefited from several augmentation technologies over the centuries, from tools to increase their manipulation capabilities and their strength, to devices to extend their senses like microscopes and loudspeakers. This progress continues by providing augmentation that is more effective and that is becoming seamless, invisible, and integrated in the human being. 5 main areas of augmentation technologies may be considered but not limited to bionics, brain computer interface, neurotechnology.
This is why this is important. A lot of people, look, the greatest thing that your oppressors want you to be like, the mind frame, is that you don't even believe that you're in war. So you're very eager to conquer. A lot of people don't believe that the body could be hacked. They don't want to believe that. That's why they use programming and these words, just like a computer, because you are that. It's time to start looking at things with new lenses and not be afraid of everything.
Technologies, drugs and nootropics, and genetics. Bionics go beyond prosthetics, sensors, signal processing, 3D printing, AI,
It's more important that you hear it than see it, so that's why I just focus on her words.
materials, from deficit care also take the form of providing new senses, like the possibility to detect magnetic or electrical fields as some animals have. You are never going to get your biofield to yourself. That is not in the cards. This has been our point the entire time. Under our skin for 30 years, and for the last 5 years, nobody could say a word, because this is industry. You are not given a choice. And they're already there, whether you took the shot or not. Chips can be embedded under the skin to detect electrical fields and convert them into signals that can be perceived by the person. Through specific training, the person can become able to detect these fields. Notice that this augmentation opens the door to increased communications capability. As an example, one could have a chip detecting Wi-Fi fields and decoding messages carried over Wi-Fi, converting them into specific sensations. A guard can become aware of the presence of an intruder by receiving a radio signal that generates the sensation of unwanted presence, felt like a twitching in a muscle in the left hand. Different level of twitching may mean the presence of one or several intruders. This potential military application may turn into mass market application targeting shopkeepers to let them know that a customer has entered the shop or that a customer is standing still for a certain time, looking at an object who may need help. This form of augmentation is converting an incoming stream of data that would not be perceivable by our senses into one that can be perceived by transforming the media, i.e. a radio wave, into tactile nerve termination stimulation. Through training, the person will be able to determine the meaning. This conversion sometimes occurs in the brain of a few people, synesthesia, where a sensation picked up from a sense like an image from the eyes is converted into a complex perception of the brain. As an example, a person reading a series of numbers and feeling them as spatial points, or a person reading words and feeling colors in places of letters. Bionics, brain-computer interface. Biological brains, including ours, process sensory data from biological sensors. The processing may result in the activation of parts of the body, like muscles, to communicate or flee, or may just result in a change of the brain state, memories and learning, explicit and implicit at a macro or micro level. The only possible way to get data into the brain was to stimulate the senses. Sensors, array probes, signal processing, including deep learning, neuromorphic computing. These are all familiar things to those of us here on the channel. Seamless brain-computer interface. Industrial industry is growing. Neurotechnologies, fuzzy border between science and science fiction, courtesy of your transcranial magnetic stimulation. Chips for brain implants to augment memory and processing are now emerging, with at least one having been demonstrated in limited human trials. Although solutions are not in sight, issues related to brain augmentation through neurotechnologies are being debated. Then they bring up Elon Musk. It also will remain to be seen if placing a chip inside the brain for its augmentation would make more sense than the alternative establishment of that seamless connection between the brain and the internet with their sensors, thus BCI versus the neurotechnologies. Because we don't need to put a chip in your head. We got DARPA, and there they are. That's going to be your non-invasive N2 and N3. Then you have drugs and nootropics for augmentation, which most people know about with biohacking, CRISPR-Cas9. Genetics has a cure, leveraging big data, and genomics. More things we've been reading about here on the channel. Genetics for augmentation. Where's Sabrina? Where? Oh, on that same page with the human augmentation that everybody just can't get over because we don't know why. Right up here, genomics, proteomics, metalomics, transcriptomics. They take a brain connectome is like a wiring diagram of the brain, and then they take a transcript of all the changes that they're doing to you for themselves, for their databases and their libraries, to play with the genome of where you live. It's called shotgun metagenomics. They're going to play with the whole community, not just you in your house. Sensor-based epidemiology monitoring. They got it all. 8 years ago, bacterial genetic modification for human augmentation, self-evolving capabilities, autonomous systems. Again, learning from living organisms, biomimetics, awareness through cooperation, more of that. There's a lot of cooperation going on. On the rise. Collective.
See, that's why we got to cooperate. You know what I mean? Your enemy Your enemy is working together. And we not really looking at this shit the way we supposed to be looking at it. We keep thinking that you could do your own thing all the time and get away with it. Your past and our past, you know, we do affect each other in some kind of way, because we ain't nothing but. That's why that they want to keep you 6 feet apart. They don't want you to be comfortable around each other. They don't want you to get into new relationships and even get into a relationship with yourself, because they don't want you to go beyond the pain. And it's time that you push through the pain and start looking at things you don't know about. You know, or you can understand something more deeper. You know, the people that's doing the work and that's not going around here and choosing the middle way, the middle path, and not really choosing a side, because you want to have a deeper level of understanding and not judge things. So when you look at that new information, you ain't gonna judge it. You're gonna be able to accept it. You're gonna be able to use your intuition. If it sounds like a bunch of bullshit, you know how to do that. You know what you gotta do. But if it sounds good and it feel good to your soul, you know what I mean? Digest that. Because we gotta start studying things like your opposer. Because they got to study you so they could capture you, so they could manipulate you, so you could, they know how to come with these pleasing and nice words and so elegantly shut off your light. We got to start noticing that. We got to stop being so judgmental and thinking we know everything so we could get new information. Because sometimes a lot of information that's cluttered, because we ain't nothing but organic computers. If you got a lot of bullshit on your interface and you fill with a lot of unnecessary information, how can new information come in? You gotta, come on, man. It's time to stop the lies so we can rise. Plot, plan, and strategize. Hit the like too. We gotta stop not supporting. I know hurt people, but we need people that can push beyond the pain and do shit while they scared. And stop trying to get things that you desire, get what you need. Sven'gramz. Let's go deeper. Hit the like. Don't pay me no mind like a dick to a day.